Yeah, and eventually I read this in the book also that during this time, even DG Operations AK Bharti also said that we will hit our targets professionally.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted to put focus on this word
Sure.
professionally. Right, because when you refer to a opponent like Pakistan, they have no moral grounds. I mean, you have a country which can keep open their commercial or like airlines that are
Yeah.
actually for people, normal people.
You're so right.
Hmm.
And I'm so glad you're asking me this, because in all of the discussions in this book, we've never really talked about this. In the early phases of the war, what Pakistan was doing is that they didn't shut down their civilian traffic. So what they were doing is they were allowing civilian flights to operate. They were positioning their fighter aircraft underneath the civilian aircraft,
They were
and they were
hiding
launching.
behind the
Yeah,
civilians
they were
technically.
masking them, and they were firing at us, knowing that if India, using our radars, locked on to these targets
Yeah.
and civilian aircraft were hit, it would be
An international embarrassment for India.
which country does this, that you've got your own innocent people on board Airbus A320 airliners? You want to fight a battle against a nation which is many times larger than you, and you're willing to use human shields in the air
Yeah.
who might be targeted. Now, our men and women were alive to this situation. We knew exactly what was happening because we use something called the IACCS, the Integrated Air Command and Control Network, which is basically an entire battle space which is mapped out on screens of the entire air picture. And we knew that there were civilian flights operating over there, and we knew exactly what they were up to. So we didn't open fire, or when we did launch, it was done at targets which were clearly military and separate from civilian movement.
And how did the Air Force make sure that they are not hitting any civilian aircraft?
Because every civilian aircraft has a transponder. So it squawks a particular code which identifies it as a civilian aircraft. But then on your radar screen or on your IACCS screen, given the technology we have, and as I understand it, the ability of even detecting on a real-time basis the launch of weapons, we were seeing civilian aircraft and a missile sort of shooting underneath it. But our people were smart enough to know that this is a scheduled flight between, let's say, Islamabad and whichever area, or Lahore and whichever area. And it cannot be firing missiles. So therefore, there is something underneath it. Now, in the heat of battle, to be taking these decisions instead of, my God, there's a missile over there, lock on and fire, takes a great deal of training and resolve. And that's what our people were able to do. And this is not spoken about enough. I'm so glad you asked me this question. It was bizarre that any nation in the world, including Pakistan,
would use civilians as front line.
and all the people in there are human shields.